Peace to all my gods and goddesses. And this is another episode on the Marco John Monologue tapes. I want to thank everybody for staying in tune. I have been back on the content creator side lately, just to go in business for myself as well, better my life, better my opportunity. I'm going serious at it. And then as well, I'm not really doing the music thing anymore. So I want to, get into content creating and being an author and as well helping young men, young people, and especially black young men as well too. But this tape is called, this Marco John monologue tape is called Dealing with Heartbreak. And I want to say that I've been into relationships for the past 3 years. And me personally, I was never a relationship type, or never been like the kind of person that's been in a lot of relationships. But I want to share my story so it can help you guys as well. But I'll say my last relationship, it ended about 6 months ago. It took me 4 months, 3.5 months to get over it. I was a mess. I was a mess. But the reason why I wanted to make this tape as well, to as well help others, and then as well, I'm not going to try to make this too long, but y'all know how long-winded I can be sometimes. But I just woke up this morning, and I know, I live in the best place right now, and I am struggling financially. But I just woke up this morning and really saw and really felt like myself letting go of the relationship, being over it, not having anger towards that person, having a forgiving spirit and moving on as well. And then too, I've been, I'm not in no rush to get another relationship, but I've been doing my thing here and there. Got some numbers, been talking to some ladies, and I'm gonna start as well going out soon as well too, to get my face out there, meet people, because I've been in the city that I live in for like 3 years, and I'll say out of any city I lived in, I live in the Raleigh-Durham area. It's so hard to make friends out here because rent is so high. People just work and stay to themselves, and people are very cliquish. But I lived in maybe 4 or 5 different cities in my life, and I'll say like this city is the hardest when it comes to dating and meeting friends. So, once you're over that heartbreak, the reason why I'm saying this is because, once you're over that heartbreak and you're over it, it feels good. And you gotta laugh at yourself. But I'll say, I don't know really how I'm gonna really start this monologue tape. I'm almost 5 minutes in, but and I guess maybe I can go into detail about my last relationship. But Basically, man, and like I said, I was in a racial relationship, and um, the relationship, it was beautiful at first. It's really beautiful at first, because I was going through a hard time, and I don't really date white women at all, or very little to none. But I was at a lonely, hard place in my life. I was, going through stuff with the legal system, and as well, like um, my last ex left me in a city where I didn't know nobody. Just took off and left me stranded. Basically, we moved out to the Raleigh Durham area, and she just started acting like a fool and practically wasting my time, not trying to work. I'm working every day. I'm paying bills. I'm trying to be a man and do better in my life. But so I met her, and it was beautiful, man. The first relationship only lasted 11, 12 months, but it was beautiful at first. But the thing with her is, she had a past where and I'm going to be respectful. I'm not going to go in on her, which I could really do. But she had a past, being a drug addict, which I had a past too. But I don't hang around drug addicts. I don't befriend drug addicts, and I don't date or have romantic relationships with drug addicts. Only time you might see me, and I'm being honest, around some drug addicts if I'm trying to cop some drug or something. But as far as being friends and associating with them, and no, because I left that life behind, and that was the reason why I moved out of my hometown for better opportunity to get away from that life, even though sometimes that life and those people do draw me back in at times, or when I get weak or have a drug relapse. But I'll say my last partner, she just didn't know how to put her past behind, and a lot of our issues stood. A lot of our issues, it was because she wanted to still befriend some drug addict she used to know who got out of prison, and then they had prior history of being intimate with each other, which I wasn't cool with it. I wasn't cool. And I even had a friend myself that I had a lot of history with, a friendship with, and we dated in the past too. But my homegirl, she respected our relationship. She kept the calls to a minimum and respected our relationship. But this man, he didn't respect our relationship. He was mentally unstable. He was calling me racial slurs. He was messaging her, trying to get her to cheat on me. He was harassing me on Facebook, and I called her a couple times. Talking to the dude and talking crap about me. And the whole relationship, she was just kind of playing both sides. You know, telling me she's not talking to her no more, but then talking to this man behind my back, talking crap and saying bad things about me, making me look stupid, and playing both sides. But the relationship ended. It was a lot of that, and then it was just a lot of the lack of respect. Her ordering and bossing me around like I'm some child or like I'm like her little bitch. Um, it's a lot of disrespect. I was living with her, and it was that. It was the situation with the dude, and and as well, money was the issue, which is plays a lot of a big factor when it comes to a lot of breakups, like money. Like I don't know, like if you talk to my ex girlfriend, she make it seem like I was this monster, I was this financially irresponsible guy when I was making more money than her. I took care of her the month before she broke up with me and threw me out of the house. I took care of this girl like for 2 months while she was going in and out of hospital 3 times and missed work and got written up for being there for her. But I don't want to go in too much detail because I'm over the situation, and I don't want to make her seem like she's the bad guy, and I don't want to. I could speak with vitriol and hatred towards her, but I don't. But I want to say after the breakup, man, I got into a really dark place. I I do have an issue with my drinking, which I'm trying to slow down right now. But I got into drinking really bad. I was going to work drunk and actually telling my coworkers and managers I was drunk, but they didn't care because I was really good at my job. Um, got into drinking, and later on I got into the drugs. Got into the drugs really bad for a good 2.5 months, and I would like call her up because she had that dude in her house, and I just felt like she chose the streets over me. She chose getting pills and she chose getting pills and easy money and hanging with some drug addict over me, and threw me out of the house because I snatched her phone and I caught her doing some bullshit. But then, my ex is the type where she'll be in the wrong and do you wrong, but get mad at how you react. Get mad like she want to disrespect you, but then get mad when you disrespect her back and everything. So I got into a really bad depression, a really dark place for a good 3 months, man. I was drinking really bad, and I was calling her up, and even though we was broken up, we would always talk. Or we'll always argue, or we'll always point the finger at each other. You did me wrong, or she'll tell me all the wrong I did to her, and it was just all with her it was just really at the end of the day about money, and the maybe two incidents where I supposedly put my hands on her, like only like really grabbed her, like when you're in a relationship, sometimes y'all do get into it. Sometimes there are physical altercations, but I never whooped this girl and beat this girl like a grown man, um, or nothing. It's just I was being disrespected and I was being done wrong. But yeah, I got really into a bad depression, and I wound up as well losing my job. you know, as well. And say lately, and thank Allah, thank God, I've been off the drugs. I still got to work on my drinking, but it was a back and forth between me and her for months, for 5 months. And at first, I was trying to work things out with her. She didn't want to. She still wanted to hang out with that dude and get drugs from him. They wound up falling out and they don't even talk no more. So I just felt like, man, you risked and threw our whole relationship away over nothing, all because you want to get high and talk to some drug addict you used to fuck on. And you don't even talk to the dude anymore. So you just threw our relationship away. And I have a past on and off history with drugs. And my mother really resented me for being on drugs, but karma came back to me, man. And I see how hurtful it is when you really love somebody and you lose them to drugs all because they want to be for the streets and do what the hell they want to do. And me, I've been on and off drugs for the past decade, but I never lost my morals, never stole from my family members, and I ain't never did no snake ass backstabbing shit to anybody. But what made me get over the situation, because I'll say like the fourth month, it took a while, and it is a process when you're dealing with heartbreak. But I just got tired of being disrespected. I got tired of apologizing for the wrong that I did, but the other person on the other party is not being accountable and apologizing as well. I just got tired of being disrespected. And it's like, first it was a process of, after we broke up, I was trying to work things out, but I couldn't work things out with her being friends with that dude because he was really disrespectful towards me, and it was a potential chance things could have really got violent. And then on top of that, I was just tired of being disrespected. Just tired of being disrespected. I was tired of this girl playing the victim when she terrorized and threw me out the house in the middle of the beginning of winter time. And I just got tired of being disrespected, unappreciated. And I know that I was a good dude to her. I was the best friend that she ever had. Told her the truth and looked out for her. And told her when somebody wasn't good for her. And I, you know, I'm like, I don't consider myself having a low self-esteem. I used to, but I'm not the same young man I was. I'm not the same adolescent I was with this low self-esteem. After maybe 3.5, 4 months, I'm like, forget this, man. I don't need this. I don't need this girl in my life. If somebody, and I want to tell you, my young men, my young people, listen to this, man. If somebody doesn't respect you or appreciate you, I don't care if they even your own mama or daddy, it's no point of talking or being around somebody or trying to be cool or get somebody's approval if they just have no respect for you, no basic human respect for you. I don't care if you homeless and a drug addict. If someone doesn't have basic human respect, it's no point of being around them. And I had to love myself more, and I had to choose peace over chaos. But as men, we are going to go through heartbreak. We're going to go through it most of the time anyway. Women do initiate breakups. You got to be a real nasty, foul bitch, man, for a man to break up with you. Because majority of the time, as men, we try to work, especially we love you, put money and time with you. We look at women as an investment, and we want to try to be with you and hold on to you. But somebody doesn't respect you, there's no point of being around. There's no point of being a friend, a romantic partner. Someone, I don't care how much money you got in your pocket as a man. If you working your ass off, trying to do better, the best you can, and if it's not good enough for somebody and they don't appreciate it, fuck them. So, um, um, you know, only regret I got is really moving in with her, because my last relationship, I moved in with a female. I want to tell my young men to do not move in with these females, because once these females are done with you or don't want to be with you, they just throw you out on the street like you're nothing. Just from my experience, not to say all women are like that, but a lot of these young women, they will do that, bro. How you out here looking stupid and sick, like how I was these past months. The only thing I regret really is moving in with her and rushing things, going, fast paced in a relationship, having sex really fast and early, moving in with somebody, because I was kind of hesitant to moving in with her, because I don't have trust issues, but it's had a lot of bad experience when it came to roommates and stuff. That's why I'm like living where I'm living right now. I could easily rent a room or something, but that's why I'm like where I'm at right now. I'm in my little hideout, my little place I go to, where I can live off the grid and hide out. Is better than nothing, but I just regret moving too fast and moving in with a woman where I could have just stayed to myself and focused on myself and got myself together. I felt like I could have been more further in life if I didn't move in with this girl. This girl begged me to move in with her. But that's my regret. But I'm going to stay single for a good year or two. I've been doing my thing, talking to females here and there, but I'm going to, take my time now, man, and be careful and get my stuff together, because I'm like, man, when you live with these women, you're going to spend money on them. You're going to spend money on them. You're going to pay for food. You're going to put gas in a car. You're going to, if I just stayed by myself, I could just focus on myself and got myself together. But during that time, like I was like, my housing situation wasn't really all that good, and I was just tired of living the way I was living, and I was getting sex every day, and this girl's making sure, that I was on fall for her and like her. She was doing all the good things in the bedroom, and I just fell in the trap, man. But I don't want to make this video too long. I'm almost at 25 minutes, but just know, as a man, majority of the time, woman is going to initiate the breakup. It happens. All I could just say about my last relationship is that we were two young people that both had issues. We rushed things. I'm going to take my accountability for my shortcomings and everything. I'm going to take accountability for the wrong I did and my shortcomings. But I knew I wasn't no bad dude to this girl. If you hear this girl talk about me, she'll make me sound like I was like this lazy, shiftless, no good for nothing Negro. So I like I'm busting my ass every day, but uh, you know, it happens in life, man. Breakups, heartbreak, but you gotta, to deal with it and don't fall into the drugs and the drinking like I did. Just value yourself. Uh, you and don't tolerate blatant, over the top disrespect that I have. Love yourself. If you're in a situation like me, like, man, don't get with these females when you're still on the grind trying to get yourself together. You might, have your fun on the side, but, keep to yourself, man. Get yourself right before you get in a relationship instead of, getting with a woman while you're still on the grind and while you're still on the come up. I would say that too. And then love yourself. Don't deal with or tolerate with disrespect, and and don't fall into it, man. Don't fall into it because my ex, she broke up with me. She the one that made herself look like a hoe. She the one that made herself look stupid. She the one that made her life even harder because she just wanna throw me out of the house and break up because she just want to do whatever the hell she want to do and pop pills and hang out with some drug addicts she used to fuck on. But I made my life harder. It made my life harder. It made myself look stupid by getting on these drugs and tripping on this girl and having my erratic behavior I was doing and trying to replace her with another girl and chasing after women and just acting erratic and just I was at my lowest point, the lowest point of my life. I was my bad side. I was on my bad side. But I just had to remind myself that, what's the point of trying to be cordial and friends with her and if she doesn't respect me at all, man. So you gotta love yourself. Understand that heartbreak happens. The majority of the women you're gonna deal with, they're gonna find some reason to break up with you. There's very few loyal women out here now these days, and it's just the thing you go through, especially being young. So don't beat yourself over it. And a good thing too, after the breakup, how to you learn. You can learn your lesson. And then as well you can gain experience and use that experience to find a better mate, a better partner. And as well, you can learn, how to deal with and talk to women better as well too. But me losing my job, my girl, even though things is financially hard for me right now, that's what helped me as well get over everything. Is knowing that God did me a favor from taking my job and my girl away from me because I could, even though I got to start over, start from scratch and go back to the drawing board. I see my job and my girl was just toxic. I don't even call my ex girl toxic. I call her poison. I call her like she's hell with two legs. And we wasn't good. I can talk all the crap about her, but I'll just say we didn't mesh together. We at first we did, but I was just being disrespected. on a level that was high and unnecessary, and we wasn't good for each other. And I see sometimes when you go through hard times, when you lose, like God, he takes things away from you to better your life sometimes. And or like what God does with me is like when God sees me in a situation where I'm being treated wrong and unfairly, he takes me out. So remember that not every setback is a setback. It's just, for you to, better your life. But I'm going to let y'all go on this, man. I want to say peace to all my gods and goddesses and all righteous families of the earth. And y'all have a good one. Look out for more content dropping consistently. And y'all have a good one. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.